sprint execution is basically the sprint actual work being done. So we agreed upon that this is what we are committing to do in the next 2 weeks, and then come Monday we are starting the work. We are starting the designing. We are working on development, testing, and everything. We've got 2 weeks to finish those 7 items. In the example of our mobile site, those are the for example, the items list page, item details page, and showing the photo, one single photo of the item title, description. This one is what we have agreed upon to complete in the first 2 weeks. So by the end of November first week, we should have these to be ready to be delivered. And then the sprint execution is basically, again, note that the sprint backlog is now in the hands and in the realms of the team. So the team, the development team and the Scrum team are the ones who actually updates. They can update, they can change anything, because within that 7 items that the team has accepted and committed, they can actually prioritize. Now the product owner cannot come and say, you know what, you do this first, you show the photo of the image first, that's what is important to me. They cannot come and dictate terms. Now the product owner has got that ownership and the authority only till the product backlog is. Once the product backlog items are prioritized and they get estimated, and some of them get into the sprint backlog, their job is done. They need to let the Scrum team go on and put their heads down and start working on that, whatever they committed. They cannot come in and change something. They can't say, no, I want this to be first and I want you to do this first thing because the client wanted. No, it's up to us, the team, to decide when we want to do which item, which task we want to do first and which we want to do next, because there could be a lot of technical dependencies, constraints, and things like that, right? So the team owns, the team decides, the team prioritizes, and then the team actually does the implementation of the sprint backlog. The team, remember, the product owner owns, maintains the product backlog. The Scrum team owns and maintains, updates and gives and prioritizes and changes, shuffles and reshuffles items in the sprint backlog. So that's important to know. And then you've got some team, like, which, if you say, for example, there's an UI team, there's a database team. I just wanted to give some example here. And then all of those would be ready for for example, if you want to talk about the item list page and item detail, the product list page and product details page in the mobile website, the mobile accessories website, the design should be ready. So that's the input for you, right? So the design of that, how it should be showing on the home page, what should be happening, how it should be the list page shown, the grid, should we use any grid view control, or should we have our own custom control? All of those decisions will be taken by the team. And what are the activities? Actual low-level design, the high-level design, the architecture, the scripting of the system test cases, integration test cases, user stories, tasks, all of those could be done by the team. All of that. And then, of course, the coding and testing is all done by the team during the execution. So during the 2 weeks, they just work on themselves. They complete the work of those 7 items that they committed, and then they would complete the sprint. Again, very, very important. During the sprint, no change in the scope. So you cannot come and, the reason why I keep telling you this is because people say, oh, Scrum is agile development. Agile is about accepting change, embracing change, loving and welcoming change. So here is a change, take it and work on it. No, you cannot do it during the sprint. That window is now frozen. We close the window. The curtains are closed and everything is now like, leave it to us. We'll work on it. We'll come back. But it's not like what we did in Waterfall, where we did that. We closed the curtains and doors, and we actually did something in the room for a good 14 months and then went back to the customer. Here, we're actually doing it just for the 2-week period. And once the 2-week window is finished, we'll then open the doors and again show. This actually is, we'll show the customer, oh, voila, we've got this fantastic product. Now have a look at it. And that's what gets done in the next one, which is called the sprint review session. So what are the outputs for this one from the sprint execution? In terms, we have got the system and integration testing. SIT means system and integration testing. So of course you've got this legend here, and the source code. You've got the unit tests done. They're all, let's say some of them are failed, but you work on it, you make them pass. So you've got the unit test done. You've got chart. I'm going to talk about the burn down chart again in the later slides. And the story cards for the next sprint, which is the responsibility of the BA. So the BA or the PO would in the time the development team works on this sprint in terms of their code, the developers would be working hard on coming up with their own the 7 items. Meanwhile, the BA, for example, somebody like me would actually work on the stories and make them ready for the next few sprints, at least 2-3 sprints in advance. So they're actually keeping a chunk of these stories and making them ready. And that's what we call as DOR, definition of ready, right? So that's the difference between definition of done and ready. So we get these done by the end of this sprint.